You tell me when. My name is Jenny Brown.
My name is Tabitha McCray.
My name is Angela Bowen.
My name is LaJoy Willis.
I'm Sonia Bundick.
My name is Michael Bundick, and my speech is on softball. It is the bottom of the sixth inning. The base is loaded, and there are 2 outs, and the score is tied 3-3. I can feel my heart pounding in my chest as I step into the batter's box. All of the pressure is on me. I stare the pitcher down as the crowd seems to go silent around me. I stand there with shaking knees as I wait for the perfect pitch. The pitcher throws 2 bad pitches, and then the perfect strike. I used all of my strength and skills to hit the ball as far and hard as I could so I could win the game for my team, and I do. I have been playing softball my whole life, so I never once doubted myself. One can almost call me an expert when it comes to the sport. First, I will explain a little more about the sport of softball, and then I will discuss the skills and knowledge needed to be successful at the sport. The sport of softball is a lot like baseball. According to the Columbia Electronic Encyclopedia, 6th edition, softball, variant of baseball, is just played with a larger ball and on a smaller field. Both sports require the same amount of knowledge and skill to play. The only main difference between softball and baseball are field size, ball size, and pitching style. Baseball and softball also have a few different rules. Now that you know a little more about what softball is like, I will discuss a few skills needed to play softball and be successful at it. Running is one skill you need to master softball. The bases in softball are only 60 feet apart, which doesn't seem very far when running, but you still need to get 60 feet as quick as you can. Running in softball also helps shape your body and makes you an all-around better athlete, not to mention keeps you healthy and physically fit. Besides being able to run fast, hitting the ball is another very important skill needed to master softball. Being able to recognize the difference between a good and a bad pitch and hitting the good one is an important offensive part of the sport that's along with running. Hitting is required to master the sport of softball. It's not just a swing of a bat, like some people think. According to Gil Arzola, a writer of Coach and Athletic Director, Volume 77, hitting requires more than just a swing of the bat. Hitting is all about seeing the ball in the location of the pitch, along with the timing of the swing. Hitting is not something you can just master in one day. It takes a lot of practice and perfecting of the swing. Up to this point, I have explained the offensive skills of the game. Now, let's discuss the importance of the defensive part of the game, which are throwing and catching. As stated in the Journal of Teaching and Physical Education, authors Ann McPhail, David Kirk, and Linda Griffin state, findings demonstrate that for players who are in early stages of learning a ball game, 2 elementary or fundamental skills of game playing are needed, which are throwing and catching a ball. These can be complex, relational, and are interdependent. In other words, if you cannot catch or throw, you won't have much success with softball. There are 9 players on the softball field, each having a glove on either their right or left hand. If you are right-handed, the glove goes on your left hand, and vice versa. You will never have the glove on your throwing hand. When a ball is hit, it is the player's job to catch the ball and throw it to the correct place. When catching a softball, it is important to put your glove out in front of you. You should also make sure to watch the ball go all the way into your glove. If you take your eye off the ball for even for a second, you will more than likely miss it. After the catch, the second defensive skill comes into play. Throwing is a skill that requires strength and aiming ability. Players need to use their strength to make the ball travel to the base in which they are throwing to. The throw should look more like a straight line and not a rainbow. Everybody knows the quickest way to get from point A to point B is a straight line. Once you build your arm strength, you have to be able to throw the ball to the other player as quickly as you can, so you can make the out. This is where the aiming is so important. Aiming takes practice and cannot be mastered in one day. Now that we have discussed all the skills needed to play softball, it is important to remember that not everything comes naturally. It takes many days and nights of hard work, lots of sweat, and lots of practice to be successful. I have played softball all my life, and I cannot say that I am a perfectionist. Every time I step into the batter's box or onto the playing field, I remember everything I have learned over the years and also the things that I have been taught. Instead of being scared of failing, I always strive to succeed.